Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you swatches of a palette that I have been waiting for since, well, about Christmas time. Now, although in a couple of recent videos I said I wasn't going to buy any more Morphe palettes because the quality didn't come up to par with the new Makeup Revolution palettes. This is something that's a little bit different, and I believe the formulation is slightly different as well. So it is the new Morphe limited edition Copper Spice eyeshadow palette. Now it comes in packaging like this, and you can pick it up from beautybay.com. Now I always get muddled up with these names. First of all, it's Beauty Chamber. I'm not sure if it's .co.uk or .com, but I'll list it and link it down below. And there's also another one, and I think it's either Cult Cosmetics or Cocktail Cosmetics. I can never remember all of the names of them, but anyway, it's definitely at beautybay.com. Again, I'll list all the links and all the stores that are selling this. Now, I was thinking, shouldn't I get it? I was really hesitant because obviously I've got all 7 of those new Makeup Revolution palettes. I have done a video a comparison review, and I was, like I say, really hesitant, and it took me a long while to decide, shall I get them both? Shall I just get one? What should I do? So I ended up getting the Copper Spice because out of the 2, and I may get the other one, it just depends on the quality of this, but I thought this one I would use, you know, out of the 2. So inside you get the bubble wrap like envelope or sleeve that it comes in, and then this is what the palette actually looks like. So you can see that it is different to the other Morphe palettes, and on the back it still says it has the sticker there, and it says 25A. Doesn't give you obviously the name, which is the Copper Spice. That is just on the box itself. Copper Spice. But it does say that these are an exotic and earthy mix of deep browns and spicy shades. They are the perfect complement to the fiery metallics and shimmering taupes of this palette. For a coppery glow or a sultry smoulder, this palette turns up the heat. So I really like the packaging on this. I've never really enjoyed the packaging on the 35 palettes because I found it quite cheap. The palettes themselves are quite flimsy, and I really like this. I like the fact that you can see what the eyeshadows look like. So if you have got both of these, you know, you can see which one's which. So I like that. When you open it up, so obviously there's no mirror, but when you open it up, you've also got a little piece of plastic there as well. No names on it. And I do find that it's very helpful to have the names on them, especially if I'm telling you which shade I like or I'm doing a tutorial. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. And I hope I did say the price of this. It was £19. So a little bit more expensive as well for 25 shades. Obviously the 35 palettes are in the price range of between around about £21 to £25. So for a lot less eyeshadows, they are, you know, they're £19, or a few eyeshadows less, I should say. So the colours are more warm tones, and that's exactly what I wanted. There are some cool tones in here, but I really liked these, especially these ones here. And I'm really hoping that this is going to be a good palette. So what I'm going to do for you today is do some swatches, see what it's like to swatch. That will give me a fair idea of whether I'm going to go ahead with the other palette, which is the 25B. There are a few shimmer shades in there that I really like the look of, but to be honest, if these don't swatch very well, then obviously I'm not going to go ahead with that. So the first row are more peachy shades. And I'll just swatch all 5 and then share with you what they actually look like. So that's the first row, not too bad. And then the second row. So the first row, actually, they're all mattes. So I've got my first, I wouldn't say it's a shimmer, but it's like a velvet, something like that. So there's the second row, and this first one here is like a velvet. It's not a full-on shimmer, but it's got a little bit of shimmer to it, but not, you know, full on. So that's the second row. Then we've got the third row. So there's the third row. I really like that colour there, that's gorgeous. Lovely. Then we've got the fourth row, and I'll have to do that on my other arm. So that's the fourth row. The shimmers do look really, really good. Love those. And then the last row. That's very unusual, that first shade. And there is the last row. I really like that shade there. That is very unusual. If you saw my comparison review of Makeup Revolution versus the Morphe palettes that I have, the same thing. Now, on a lot of the reviews that I've seen on YouTube, I got the idea that this formulation was slightly different to the original Morphe 35 palettes. I'm finding exactly the same thing is happening with the shimmer shades. Obviously, I'm going to have to try them on my eyes, but I'm finding that like with this one, that shade, they're not smooth. The Makeup Revolution shades are incredibly smooth, and that is why I really like them. The quality is there and the price point is really good. I thought I'd give this palette a go, but I'm finding exactly the same thing happen, whether you've got a lot of build-up of product there and it doesn't run smooth in the swatch, which is exactly why I wasn't terribly impressed with the Morphe palettes. I didn't find that the shimmer shades ran smooth on the eye. So I will give this a go on the eye, you know, just to see what it's like. I also think that these shades here, there's a lot of shades that look, not that one, they look very, very similar. Yeah. There's quite a number of shades that look very, very similar. So I think, to be honest, the palette itself, it looks amazing. It looks a lovely, lovely palette. And I can't wait to actually try it on the eyes. But first impression, I'm thinking it's the same issue that I had with the original Morphe shades. So I'm going to give it a go. Over the next couple of days, I will do some eyeshadow or a eyeshadow tutorial just to share with you my thoughts. I'm not going to use it in the meantime. I'm going to wait until I do that makeup tutorial, because some of them are swatching really, really well. I mean, that yellow there's no build up of product at all. So So you never know, it might work really well. I mean, the colour range is incredible. I love it. But I think because the Pro HD Amplified palettes are so good, I think I've now been quite spoilt because they are so good, and everything else that I try is not going to be quite up to that standard perhaps, but I'm going to have to try it on my eye and see. So I hope you found the swatches helpful if you're interested in this palette. I hope that helped you. I really do like that colour. I think that's definitely a standout shade in this palette, and I do like these as well. Definitely that orange there and the yellow. I particularly like that because it's quite unusual to find such a yellow toned gold. So thumbs up if you found that helpful, or of course if you want to support me, and subscribe to watch further videos and tutorials. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.